Diego, you're a patriot. And so are all of you for being here today. Thank you so much. You know, I got to tell you, when we started the Freedom Foundation at the end of 2008, people said, why do you need a conservative think tank in Idaho? We have all these Republicans elected. What can you possibly have to offer? Needless to say, a lot. And a lot has changed over the last 11 or 12 years, but there's still so much more to do, as evidenced by what's been happening over the last month and a half. And you guys are the solution to the problem. So let me tell you something. I look out at this crowd and I see an army. I see an army of people who are going to leave this event. They're not going to just go back to their homes and back to whatever it was they were doing before. They're going to go and do everything they can to get Idaho's economy open, not just for the select few, but for everybody who wants to be working, every business that wants to be in business. They can all start again because of you. So listen, I got to tell you something else. Every single business that opens up, that doesn't wait for the government to tell them when and how to do it, that is a strike against statism. That is a strike against socialism, and it's a strike against tyranny. There is a lot that still has to happen, but the battle starts here and now with people exactly like you. So let me tell you, we have a lot of people that are yelling at us lately. I read Facebook, I read Reddit, I read Twitter. There are a lot of people that don't like the Freedom Foundation. They don't even like the fact that you're here. So I need you to send a message to them, not just by going to the businesses, but also by supporting the organizations that believe in liberty. Health Freedom Idaho, Idaho Freedom Foundation, Idaho Second Amendment Alliance, all the different groups that are fighting for your freedom. If you're not already a member, if you're not already participating, now's the time. Now's the time to take back our liberty by participating, so that it's not just an emergency that brings us together, so that we can fight for lower taxes and less regulation every day, not just during a situation like this. That's why your participation is so important. The moment you let your guard down is the moment they're going to take away your freedom. I happen to believe that this moment we're experiencing right now is a seminal moment in human history. Much the same way that the Magna Carta and the Declaration of Independence shaped the people's relationship with their government, the thing that's happening today is shaping the people's relationship with the government going forward. And as you know, the government that takes power, that seizes your freedom, is far less likely to ever give it back to you. There are a lot of young people in the crowd. The government we leave them is the government that we give them today. The government that's restrained by things like the Constitution, by our Bill of Rights, by our God-given right to live free, to have our businesses, to protect our families, to do those things that we've always been able to do. I said to somebody the other day, you may question whether a mom was legally responsible to go to a park and play with her kids in the playground. You may question whether that was a good idea or not, but until recently, it was always her choice to make. And it needs to be our choice again, whether we go out and see our friends and families, whether we frequent a certain business. By the way, I was just up in Kendrick, Idaho yesterday, and they were opening up a bar, and it was a big deal. The lieutenant governor was even there. Who could have imagined a month ago that opening a bar in a little tiny town in North Idaho was a big deal to bring out the lieutenant governor? But I guess it is. So I'm not going to speak for very long. I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for being part of this journey, for taking back our freedoms, for opening Idaho again. Thank you so much.